to Eyes on 8-Bits, a 30-minute TV program that will bring you to international events and a casual business talk.
Today, we will bring you to the world of online games, whose market value is expected to reach 4 billion baht in the next couple of years. With the increasing accessibility of internet at its faster speed, online games has come to replace what is known as console game, in which you play offline with portable devices. First, we will show you some of the recent events of the tournament of online games.
Bits Overview.
Wow, that was amazing, Kun Sinfa. And you know what? In BitChat today, we will talk to two persons about various issues of online games. The first one is Kun Sakonkon Sakawi, the Managing Director of Play Inter Garena Thailand, a leading online games company, which is the publisher of Heroes of the Earth or HON, a popular games among players worldwide.
Kun Sakonkon said his company now have 5 million people registered as its member, compared to only 100,000 when he started his company last year. He also expects the market value of online game in Thailand to almost double to 4 billion baht in the next 2 years, compared to only 2.5 billion currently.
Wow, that's a big number. And you know what? Online games have become more and more popular among players only because we don't have to sit together in the same room to play in one game. Actually, we can sit across the city or even across the country to play together. And the games that are favored by players are games that divided them into parties, so each of them can bring out their strategies to win over each other in the rival.
Yeah, and then in the second break of the BitChat, I will talk to Kun Tinawat Neung Jamnong, a PhD student at the Graduate School of Asia Pacific Study in Waseda University in Tokyo, Japan. The thesis of Kun Tinawat is about leadership development through online gaming, and he used Hero of the Network or HON, which is we have mentioned earlier, and another games known as the Defense of the Ancients or Dota, another popular online game in his study. And his study showed that those who often play the roles of carry, which is one of the role among the three roles in online games, will tend to develop an authoritarian leadership, while those who play the role of support will tend to become a more democratic leaders. Interesting, right?
Wow, that's unbelievable. So stay tuned for the BitChat.
Kun Sakonkon Sakawi, thanks for joining the Eyes on the Bit program today. As the Managing Director of the Play Inter Garena Thailand, which is the publishers of the Hero of Neword games, which is the most popular online game in Thailand now. Could you tell us a bit about the current situation of online games in Thailand?
The situation of the online game in Thailand, the trend is the PC online game and the social online game and the mobile games. The most people who play the online game and like a online game and casual game is hardcore players. And for the game like a social game and mobile game, the most player is casual player that have time to play a little bit like a woman and young children or the office lady. Yes.
And who are the hardcore
Hardcore player is the gamer who have a lot of time to play the game and they can play in the internet cafe and sometimes who have free time to play the game.
And what are the devices they play on?
The PC, almost this PC client.
And which your games, the hero of Neword, do they can they play on the mobile device or they have to play on the PC?
They have to play on the PC only.
Can you tell us a little about the characteristic of your games?
Our game is the game online that is the competition games. They have the 5 player to versus with the 5 players. They have the strategy. This is the strategy game. You have to choose the character to play the games. And you have around 100 character and you can fight each other. Yes.
You said that there's almost 100 characters.
Yes.
Are there category among those characters?
They have something like a job, like they have the carry players, they have the support player, they have the not player, the character, the carry character, they have the support character and also the ganker character.
Can you tell us what are the difference between the three characters?
It's something like a football team. Like a carry is the most important in the teams. It's like okay, if you have the something like if you tell about the football, right? If you know the Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Something like a carry player who is the most important team. Is the most important character to play the game, and if you want to win, you have to support this character. Yes.
The ganker is one who try to
Interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
The ganker will interrupt the enemy, the opposite teams. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And for your games now, can you tell us a little bit how many active player you have now?
Now our active user in a month is around 900,000.
900,000.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And
users.
And do they have to register with you?
Yes, they have to register in our website, and now the registered user is around 4 million already.
And at any moment in time, do you have what is the largest number or what you call concurrent player?
Yes.
Yeah. What is the highest number that you have?
For the hero Omniverse is around 76,000 already.
76,000
concurrent user already.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us for your games in terms of gender, is it more popular among men or is more popular among women?
Our games, the most player is men, but on our stat we can see that now is the female is around 12%.
So is a female player rising, increasing?
Increasing every month.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you have any explanation for that?
Because maybe they play because of their boyfriends. Maybe sometime I think like that. Yeah.
Is there any online game now that is catered to women?
There are some game like a dancing game or the karaoke games that's suitable for the female.
From your point of view, for Thailand now, is there any barriers or anything that makes it difficult for online online games?
If you talk about the PC online in Thailand, the internet is the most important for the game online. But in Thailand, I think the internet service provider, I think they can approve already that internet is good in Thailand only. But if you want to play on the other countries servers, I think the latency still be the most problems. Latency is mean the delay between you playing the game.
And under what circumstances that Thai player will need to play on a foreign server? Under what kind of circumstance?
Because some game they provide in Thailand is not on the Thailand servers. They provide in the like a US server, like a social game, like a Facebook games. Sometimes if the internet connection between Thailand to the US is not good, so you cannot play, or maybe they have some delay between that.
Are those games popular in Thailand?
Yeah, some game popular in Thailand.
Can you mention some?
Like a Farmville or some social game in Facebook. Yeah, Farmville. Yes, Farmville is the most popular game. They have the 70 million active users in a month.
Can you tell us a bit more about what are the current value of the online market now in Thailand and probably the projection for the next few years?
Now is around 2.5 billion.
2.5 billion.
Yes,
years.
and for the projection into the 2014 is around 4 billion.
So there will be a lot of increase in it.
Yes.
And would you expect more player in urban area, or you think that this online game will become more popular among rural people as well? I mean, people in the provinces.
I think 90% play in Bangkok.
Then, Kun Sukonkon, could you tell us what will make the online games become more popular in Thailand?
The first thing I think is the community, and the second thing is the game platform. I think the game platform is the most important, because if everyone want to play the game, right, in the futures, they will have like a platform like iOS, like Android. If you want to play the new game, you have to go to the iTunes to find the games and to buy the games, or the Android market, something like that. And also our company, they have the Garena Messengers. Garena Messenger is the new platform for the gamer communities. If gamer want to play the game and want to talk with each other, they can use the Garena Messenger for the game platform.
So it is this platform is something like a forum where the gamer, people who play the game, they can meet each other. And when you have new product, you can put your product into this platform to introduce to those players. And if they want to play, they can then join this new game. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what will make the online expand the online community in Thailand. Why do you think that the other community would not have the platform that you just mentioned?
Some company have, but some company like if they have the game, right, they just create the websites and they have the community for that game only, but it's not for the overall the communities. Because we have the Garena Messengers, everyone who play the games, they will know like they want to play Horn, maybe they can talk with the other gamers who play LL at the same time. And they can use the Garena Talk, like the voice over system in the Garena Talk, to talk with each other. So maybe they have a new friend in the Garena Messenger, maybe they have the friend in the other games in the platform, so maybe they come to play the other game also.
Thank you, Kun Sukonkon, for joining the Eye on the Biz program today. I hope that Kun Sukonkon will be able to join our program in the future. Thank you. วัฒน์เนื่องจำนง Thanks for joining I Am the Beast program today. As a PhD student at the Graduate School of Asia Pacific Study, Waseda University in Tokyo, Japan, could you tell us why you are interested in doing your thesis on online game in Thailand?
First of all, I'm a game player as well. I played these specific games that I make research on since high school. Then after I entered undergrad and entered the master degree, I started to find a research that is related to social issues and the IT issues. Then I find the games related issues to be very important because the fact is that nowadays there aren't a lot of studies on games specifically, especially the topic that I'm focusing on. And most of these studies still focus on the negative point of the games. However, there are more and more game players these days, and there are still younger generations playing games more and more. We cannot deny this fact. So by studying the negative point of games wouldn't take the benefits out of what is growing in the market right now. So I think it's very important, it's fundamental to study the positive side of gameplay so that it can be used to develop our generation, to develop the personnel in the society.
I learned from your preliminary study now that you have chosen two particular games.
Yes.
Can you tell us the names of the game and why do you choose on these two particular games for your study?
I picked Hero of New Earth and .A, the Defense of Ancients, which is also called HON and .A. These two games are very identical in their contents, so I use both games to expand my data so that I have more data to be used for calculation in statistical analysis. And these two games are very important that it emphasize the leadership of the game players because the game separate the game players into two teams and each team have to work as a team. So it really emphasized the leadership of the 5 players in the same team. And this leadership emphasis would bring out the behaviors, would be able to reflect the behaviors of the game player himself.
So could you share with us a little bit now what have been found in your study?
Sure. My studies is on the correlation of online gameplay and leadership styles, very specifically into their leadership behaviors. And the theory is that each game players, they have specific abilities. Each characters in game, they have specific abilities. And in real life leadership as well, they each have specific style, their personality. And these abilities and the personality overlaps. Because they overlap, it creates the bridge that links the two worlds together. And by proving this correlation, I established a survey. As I mentioned before, that the studies on game and leadership is very tiny. We don't have a lot of data on that, so I have to establish the survey to collect the data myself. In this survey, I try to test the game's behaviors of the respondents and the leadership behaviors of the respondents. It's different questions, completely different questions that reflect different behaviors. But then after I collect the data, I ran the data into statistical analysis and it shows that there are correlations in gameplay and leadership styles. And my finding is that, say, in game roles, there are 3 major game roles. There are carry, support, and ganker. These are the main game roles. And in leadership styles, there are the 3 main leadership styles, which are authoritarian, democratic, and laissez-faire. I find that carry game role is correlated with authoritarian, where the game players who play carry in the game Han, he is more likely an authoritarian in real life. And if the game players play support, he's more likely A, democratic in real life. And if the game player doesn't play any roles or playing game for fun, doesn't have any responsibility in the game, he's more likely a laissez-faire in real life. And what this reflects is that we can predict the leadership styles of the game player. We can predict how the player behave in real life merely by looking at how he or she plays the game.
And then with this finding, how can people make use of your findings? For example, company or employees or people who want to employ these gamers. Yeah.
Strategy. I would say you can, for business strategy, I would emphasize on the leadership issues, where these days it's really hard to understand a person without a very long-term connections or facial interaction with the person. But with these games, you can simply look at how the person play games for at least 2 to 3 matches. Then you started to have some idea of what kind of person that is. Then a boss or a leader can actually assign that specific person in a specific job that most suitable him. Therefore, the result or the efficiency of the work that game player possess is maximized.
And then as a person who has studied quite deep into this issue, do you have anything to say, and you yourself as a gamer, you have anything to say to the younger game player and the game developer in Thailand?
Yes, I do. It's very important that we place the game correctly, because the games itself have a positive side and the negative side of the game. Therefore, the game players should play games with conscience. Simply by playing games over and over again doesn't mean that you will be able to become a leader in real life. You have to actually pick up the importance of that games that has taught you in the game. For example, how you listen to your teammates, how you care about your teammates, how you make decisions, how you have to deal with the situations that cause you problems. You have to be able to pick those lessons from the game to use in real life. Therefore, you will be able to actually gain some benefits from the game. But if you don't do that, if you only play games for entertainment, if you don't consider your teammates, if you don't really care of your gameplay, then you won't be able to pick up anything from the game. So it's very important to play games with conscience.
What about the developer, the game developer?
Yes, the game developer is very important because they pretty much define the market, the game market. Therefore, it's important that they develop a game that can actually provide to the game players, that will benefit the game players in some way, that will be able to teach the game player in some way. Some games these days only focus on the visual effects or the aggressive contents, which is not the most important point. The most important point is the game content. What will the game player able to learn from their games? They should develop a game that will provide for their citizens, for their game players.
Thank you very much, Kun Tinawat. We hope that you will share with us again when you complete your study and come back here, as a PhD professor or as a full-fledged PhD person. Thank you. And for today, the Eye on the Biz program would like to thank Play Inter Garena Thailand in allowing us to use their premise for filming this week's program. Thank you. Well, Kun Saitip, as Kun Tinawat has said in his interview, that online game doesn't have only the negative side, it has its own positive side as well. And he hoped that the society will pay more attention to the positive side of the online game, and further study in the future will focus more on the positive impact of the online games.
Wow, that was an eye-opening. and it's even more accurate than the fortune teller, right? May I say that?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll bring you a lot more about what's happening in the digital era. So for more information, our TV program airs every Saturday during 11 to 11:30 p.m. Thailand local times on MCOT World. Stay tuned and see you again same time next week in Eyes on 8Bits.
Goodbye for now.